Hi Leo, my name is Audrey Alison. Thank you for joining me for your October 2016 forecast for the month. I am happy to be here and thank you for subscribing to this channel and for your support on my Facebook page, Audrey Alison Astrology and Tarot. Let's start this month. We have our Mercury transit on October 7th. Mercury will meet the Sun and Jupiter in the sign of Libra. And when this occurs, this affects the third house of communications. You have the planet of communications in the sign of communications. And I love this because for any of you Leo writers or people who have to analyze statistics or remember lines for acting, there is a tremendous amount of attention to detail with this. And a very broad scope, very expanded sector is the third house for you for the full year because Jupiter will be here through October 1st of 2017. So this really bodes well for Leos who are writing scripts, writing books, studying. This third house of schooling. This is the third house of siblings as well, communication with siblings when Mercury enters the third. A lot of Leos are getting new vehicles in this year, an upgrade, a larger vehicle or an expanded vehicle, or just a vehicle if you haven't had one and you're upgrading to the status of having one. A lot could apply to the third house. This is local travel as well, so perhaps you're planning a trip around, not December, I wanted to say December, October 7th. Local travel though, abroad travel. You could be coming back from a foreign location around the 16th, but the third house of local jaunts and weekend trips is highlighted here, and a lot of them throughout the year for you. On the 16th, we have our full moon at 23 degrees of Aries in your 9th house of foreign travel, which is why I think you'll be coming back from something, maybe abroad. You could also be putting an end to a study or a certification at that time, the 9th house of certification. The 9th house is also religion and spiritual beliefs and philosophies, the metaphysical as well. And the full moon is an ending, a culmination, an awareness in this sector. I don't know if you can hear the trains, but I love when I hear trains. It reminds me of my mother's home in New Jersey behind the woods. And it just really takes me to a place every time I hear a train blow. So bear with me on that. It just kind of took me right to New Jersey for a second. So the full moon in the 9th house could be putting an end to a certain belief system as well. And the 9th house is politics. Maybe you're getting rid of some old, outdated political views. And I find this interesting in this time period as everyone is up in arms about politics in the northern hemisphere, in the States. So I'm bringing this up because politically the 9th house is applied here and putting an end to maybe some outdated forms of thinking. What you believed in 40 years ago might not be where you need to be right now. You need to upgrade, you need to get progressive. You have to go with love and open your hearts a little bit. And Leo, you rule love. I don't know why I'm getting on this, but I feel like it's important because your 9th house has the full moon in it and that it applies to the political aspects. But more importantly, you could just be revamping the political belief system or putting an end to a course that you're studying or certification-wise. You could have accomplished something strongly in the 9th house mid-month. Now on the 18th, Venus enters Sagittarius. This works for you. This is a sister fire sign, so this trines any placements that you have in Leo. And please watch your ascendant and your moon sign forecasts. I'm saying moon because I've been receiving messages that those forecasts seem to apply to people. Although I can't respond to messages that I'm getting, I have to really tend to the orders that I have coming in, which I have to prioritize and respond to people who are buying readings from me. People saying that their moon signs are really hitting home. So great, listen to the moon sign and draw energy from all three. and apply it into your own version of a forecast. That would be something you could easily do. When Venus goes into Sagittarius, she will be conjunct Saturn in the 5th house. Saturn has been here for over a year for you. He'll continue to be there through the end of December of 2017, about December 21st or so in 2017. So Venus in the 5th house is true love and romance. It's female babies. It is smoothing over of creative entrepreneurial endeavors. It's balance with the relationship of your children, while Saturn is there to restructure, limit, and control. Saturn is a little oppressive in the 5th house, so you might have had trouble conceiving if those of you are trying and are able, but with Venus there, you have a little bit of a boost here. This is a harmonious, balanced, feminine energy planet in the sector that governs fertility. So the 18th of October through the end of the month, through 2 weeks into November, would be a more successful time for that, if it applies. On the 22nd, the Sun enters Scorpio, and here's where we start our Scorpio energy for the month. So, 22nd, the Sun enters Scorpio in the 4th house of home, mother, environment. Then on the 24th, Mercury follows suit 2 days later into Scorpio in the 4th house. And on the 30th of October, we have our new moon at 7 degrees of Scorpio in the 4th house. Some of you Leos are considering a new environment. And what better time to do it than the day before Samhain, Halloween, because that is New Year's Day for the Wiccans out there, not January 1. So whoever this applies to, and I've been mentioning a lot of the Wiccans in my forecast, I think because Halloween is coming up and it's such an important time for people who do practice, who are into nature and consider that their religion as opposed to any sky gods. So, you know, to each his own. I'm just putting it out there because I love a new moon on the 30th. That's spectacular. That's witchy energy. And in the East Coast, we celebrate Mischief Night on the 30th. So what a spectacular new moon. It's going to be a great end of the month. I'm really looking forward to it. So the 4th house of environment, home, mother. This is, I'm getting emotional, actually. I'm getting emotional. This is very comforting energy for those of you who need to be with your moms and you're spending time with them, or for those of you who really just need to hone it in on your environment. This is great new energy. And if you're looking for new digs, focus your energy on the 30th for what you want to manifest, and not just mentally, you know, write it out. Whatever your rituals are, I don't want to tell you what to do, but, you know, you have to stamp it. You have to make it official. Write out your intentions, speak them. If you want to surround yourself with a protected space, set your intentions on that. Mercury's there. That's perfect for going out and looking for a new place to live. It's very detail-oriented energy and great for reviewing what you need to in that sector. Now, throughout the month, we have a lot of squares upon squares that I'm talking about. It's a month of discord underlying in, you know, the aspects. There's a lot of discord in the Mars conjunct Pluto squaring Uranus. Mars is in Capricorn, and from the 12th of October, he will be sitting directly on Pluto in Capricorn. Mars is aggression and anger and fire and rash, rushing energy, speeding energy, stamina. On top of Pluto, which is destruction and death and violence, squaring Uranus, upheaval, electricity, shock value in the 9th house of politics, which is crazy because this happens through the 4th of November, and that is our election time. So what I think is this doesn't bode great for natural disasters. It's earth-shaking time, could be volcanic eruption near Yosemite. I'm thinking everywhere from Washington, Oregon, Northern California. Like I'm getting that the northern Pacific coast vibe. Maybe we'll have a little something in that time period between the 12th and November 4th. If not, fabulous. But I feel like, the last time we had something like this, I actually said something about it, and 2 days later it occurred, because it is just the interpretation of energy. You don't need to be psychic to figure it out. If you know what these planets and their energy mean and when they're located in certain areas, it's an interpretation. So this is a lot of abrupt, violent energy, and we could see it globally once we elect our president. And all right, let's get to the cards. We'll see what comes up for October for Leo. I've been shuffling the whole reading. And if you'd like a reading with me, you can find me at audreyalison.com. I read all through the week. This is my sole profession. So it does take me some time, a day or two, to get back to you in an email. And I will. Please know that I will. You don't need to contact me more than the order. I will get back to you. I'm just very busy, and I have to take clients in the order in which I receive them. And I hope you can understand that. Here's your first card, Leo. 9 of Cups. This is perfect. This is the wish card. There's 2 wish cards out of 78 in the tarot. This is one of them. The star is the other. But it's also self-confidence, self-esteem, feeling more emotionally secure about yourself. Let's see what else comes up. The 9 of Wands. Sacrifice, overcome with passion. Can be a little bit Mars-y, Pluto-y. That Mars conjunct Pluto in your 6th house. 2 of Coins. See the Leo lion, the lion's head? That's pretty amazing. There's only, I think, 4 cards with a lion on them. This one, the Strength card, the King of Coins, and one other card. It's going to drive me crazy. I'll think of it in the middle of the reading. But the 2 of Coins is that sun. Look at the sun opposite the moon. It's the weighing of pros and cons. It's balancing out the money. Maybe you are trying to acquire funding to make a change in order to change your environment. Maybe you are, you know what I'm getting? Maybe you're comparing yourself. You're comparing yourself to others and where they are, or where they've gone or where they're going, and how can you get there. Don't do that. Your path is your own. You want to run that race with blinders on. A good friend of mine once told me that. A 5 of Cups. Going in a separate direction, a breaking of position, a dismantling of position. 2 birds flying in opposite directions. Do you want to stay on the shelf, or do you want to break free? You have another card. Judgment. Yeah, don't compare yourself to others, because I'm getting a little bit of something like that with this, because it's like, see how that lion's eating that head of the bird? It's like, where can I be? Can I be the victor here? I don't think there's a competition. I think that you are running your own race, and you need to be more self-confident. Be the Leo that you are. There's nothing speaks more confidence than Leo the lion. So you have to become that animal. You animal. The Judgment card is also about people who have passed and recalling the past. It's also I want to say conjuring up old wounds and wiping them clean. Like, actually what I'm seeing, wow, okay, so I see like smoke rising, which is very much like the gray wolf. Smoke rising. Conjuring up is the word I heard. Conjuring up old wounds from the past, and then brushing the smoke to the side. Because I think what some Leo, not all Leos, this can't apply to everybody, but some Leos have repressed the smoke or have repressed this negative thought thinking. And so it's just resonating and burrowing and buried. See the graves at the bottom? Buried. Burrowing and buried within you. That's the kind of shit that causes cancer and weird diseases. So you want to get up all of the negative stuff, raise it up, raise up the smoke, and clear it out. Do a clearing. You might need to sage out your environment in the fourth house of home. And I'm not sure if you guys know what I'm talking about, but you know, we're so, what's the right word? We're such hippies out here in California. We can buy sage on every corner. There's a psychic guidebook shop or a Bodhi tree somewhere. But not every place has this thing called sage. It's like, what is this magic sage? Well, it is herb, flower plant that very natural, grows from the earth, that you burn, and you light on fire, and then blow the smoke out, and it smokes, and it's a clearing. The Native Americans use sage all the time. My grandmother used to teach me rituals on the farmlands of Michigan in her headdress. She used to burn sage, and she used to burn sage in one hand and kill chickens with the other. I grew up with some witchy stuff in the farms, but either way, you can get sage, you can order it online. It's a purifier. It's a cleanser and a clarifier, purifier, like salt, like garlic. But it's a plant, it's natural, and it's really great to clear out your space by burning sage. I do it all the time. I do it on every new moon. I actually threw my shoulder out last Christmas Eve saging my house. I was so into it. Okay, guys, I hope this was helpful. I think that you might be making a break. I think it could be out of your vase, out of your environment, what's confining you, what's keeping you a little trapped. And do so at your own pace. There's no need to run the race and judge everybody, judge everyone else's length or how far they've gotten. You have your own security and your own sense of self-worth, so you need to trust and carry that, Leo. All right, it was great to talk with you. Thank you, and I'm wishing you a sweet October. Remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.